Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here today to show you a bit of a reaction thing. There's more of a reaction to what Asmongold is saying, and there are some things that I agree, and there's other parts that I don't agree, and we're gonna get into that because this is mostly to do with the Twitch rules and this particular kind of just going backtracking a tiny bit, even though they still allow all the other debauchery stuff from real humans, the actual fictional stuff such as furries. Anime and stuff like that is a problem. And I'm going to go through that and kind of explain to people on how stupid that is and what the differences between fictional and actual reality is. And, kind of the gray areas as well. So we're going to go over that. I'm going to talk about this. See if you guys agree with me or not. Don't really know. But this is what Asmongold has to say about, parents being in control of their kids.
There's no replacement to parents. Twitch isn't your mom. Twitter isn't your dad. There is never going to be a time that one of these websites is going to be a good parenting device. Parents should be taking accountability for what their kids watch, and any internet content that your kid watches that they shouldn't see is your responsibility. And that's all there is to it. So,
now, I do agree with this in some instance, right? Because as we can see that, yes, I would agree that parents are in control of their kids. Full stop. Like, if you don't want your kids to be on something, then by all means, don't let your kids be on something. I mean, it's completely in your control, and you have a desire. So I would say kids should never be on Twitter. They should not be on any type of social media, let alone the internet, until a certain type of age, obviously. Because you need to, obviously, decide what you allow and what you can't allow for kids. But here's another thing that I have. But here's going to be another thing I'm going to go with Asmongold in general when he starts to talk about like the anime and stuff like that. And I'm not one of the type of person that's going to say like, okay, well you have to ban certain things or whatever. He goes on to a certain tangent that he has to ban or do certain things because that's complete absurdity. Because there is something called fictional art. The problem with Twitch is that you weren't specific on what they meant by nudity front. They pretty much said everything with nudity, and that doesn't really help. They should probably do some things with, certain drawings or what have you. There should be a gray bar. Now, I get that there is type of anime porn and stuff like that that is available to people. And I do understand that there are people that can get off to that type of stuff, obviously. But there is a gray area, and there is an area to where we have a lot of conflicting issues, specifically with the lolly type stuff. And with people who don't know about lolly, it's pretty much naked pictures or naked photos or videos of kids that are in anime form that is a young girl, right? So this is the issue that you would have to pertain here, and there is a question and problem with that I can see that I don't know how you can fix that part at all, because there is a gray area, alright? So, without further ado, let's get into this a little bit. So, yeah.
Boob streams, ass streams, hot tub streams. Because this is what I would say, right? If you want to protect the kids on Twitch, and this is an important thing for you, this is actually what I would do. I would permanently ban anybody on Twitch that had an OnlyFans. I would permanently ban them. Because that's how you deal with this problem. Yeah, if they...
And again, this is another thing that I 100% agree with Asmongold. I agree in the sense, if they are advertising to a porn website or anything related to porn at all, I 100% agree that they should be banned from the website, and they should not be allowed to stream or have anything with their stuff onto the website in general, if it's especially judging to their OnlyFans, all right? I agree with this. I agree that strip teases, boob streams, ass streams, hot tub streams, I think they all should be particularly banned unless you want to promote that type of stuff in general, right? Because, or get in the proper avenues or the proper places to where you warn and let kids know, or have the proper things to do the best you can to protect kids. Obviously, you can't do everything, right? But at least some policies, some things need to go in to at least put in the attempt to prevent this from happening. That's the thing. And the differences between a lot of these websites too, which Asmongold doesn't understand, is that 13-year-olds can still do this type of stuff. 13-year-olds can technically still do the hot tub streams, strip teases, boob streams, ass streams, or twerking and stuff like that, because it's allowed on Twitch. Now, that is a problem in itself, right? Like, this is an issue that you can't be having. A lot of the porn sites don't even come close or even allow this type of stuff. Yes, I agree, there are some websites, such as Pornhub being probably a number one benefactor of this, that does have this happen to children, and it should never be allowed, and Pornhub should be rightfully sued and have some very hard restrictions onto them when this does happen. I agree with this. However, it is not the norm, and it's not the typical thing that people are going to go out and go see. I do know there are a lot of websites such as Instagram, Meta, and other places that are actually doing this type of stuff in general, where they are particularly allow this type of stuff to go on, and it needs to be stopped. Hi there, boy. It's a problem, but he's gonna go on here and kind of go further depth into the weeds to that gets a little more stupid
in order to justify why not following them is okay. So yeah, anyway, all these things are off the menu. Furry porn, AI deepfakes, anime girls of questionable age. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm still feeling pretty good. Because to be real, guys, I don't give a fuck about this. I think this is weird. So if they want to get rid of it and keep the boob streams and the strip teases, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy. Yep, and it's not a surprise that the nudity thing, people went completely overboard with it. Everybody was trying to do the most insane thing possible. I can see why Twitch changed it. It made a lot of sense. And again, I think that parents should parent their kids. That's literally all there is to it. Any exception to that, any expectation on a platform to do that is complete bullshit, because you know that kids are just going to go to porn sites anyway. Everybody did it whenever they were a kid. Kids are doing it now. And if you actually are against it, then you should ban M-rated video games and people that are doing OnlyFans and Fansly and all that other stuff. So if this is a principled stance, then take it. But if not, I don't want to hear about these piecemeal solutions that are just, some weird way to lash out about girls being in a gaming space. I think it's fucking cringe. Just gonna go to porn sites anyway. Everybody did it whenever they were a kid. Kids are doing it now. And if you actually are against it, then you should ban M-rated video games and people that are doing OnlyFans and Fansly and all that other stuff. So if this is a principled stance, then take it. But if not, I don't want to hear about these piecemeal solutions that are just, some weird way to lash out about girls being in a gaming space. I think it's fucking cringe.
Now, here's when he starts listing things that don't actually start making sense here, all right? Because this is just the reality of things. Now, here's the problem that I have with all of this, is that he listed these things, but the problem with these things is that a lot of these are furry porn, right? A lot of these things are fictional. These are not real things. Like, these are fictional stuff. It's the difference between being fictional and reality, all right? That's the problem. And this is a lot of the problem that these people just don't seem to understand. It's fictional. It's that it's not real. That's the same thing of trying to contributing to saying that video games cause violence when we all know that they don't cause violence. In very rare scenarios, it may, but that does not mean they cause violence. is overwhelmingly, if anything, video games reduce violence. And there is nothing wrong with anime in general. And when he says anime girls of questionable age, I want him to clarify this. Because in all reality, I don't know what that can technically mean. Now, if you want to say anime girls of questionable age in terms of, you know, maybe just a questionable age such as, you know, fully clothed, 13 plus, whatever, and they're just there, that's just fictional art. There is nothing wrong with that. However, if you're going to start saying, well, girls of questionable age, and they look like very young children, and they're nude, it is, yes, still fictional, yes. However, I can understand where people can have a moral problem with this, because that to me is weird. And me, personally, I wouldn't allow it. However, I can also understand this is fictional and it's not based off reality. He also goes, as we can see in the very end of the video, because at the very end of the clip here, is that he goes on to say stuff like this, which is the biggest thing that I want to highlight out of that one whole clip in general, which I'll show you guys here.
Just going to go to porn sites anyway. Everybody did it whenever they were a kid. Kids are doing it now. And if you actually are against it, then you should ban M-rated video games and people that are doing OnlyFans and Fansly and all that other stuff. So if this is a principled stance, then take it. But if not, I don't want to hear about these piecemeal solutions that are just, you know, some weird way to lash out about girls being in a gaming space. I think it's fucking cringe.
This is my hugest, biggest problem with Asmongold's point here, because M-rated video games, they're rated M, so they make sure that parents know which games their kids can play. Because there's still games that kids can still play that are fine. Like most Nintendo games kids can play. However, if there's an M-rated video game, I probably most likely won't let my kids play that. So you don't need to ban M-rated games. That's a stupid notion, Asmongold. I don't even know why you said it. It's there, and there's labels there to make sure parents are aware of which games they can and cannot buy for their children. Because kids can still play video games and not have to play an M-rated game. It's really not that difficult. So I don't even know why you even put that in the first place. Then he goes on to say, like, anime, OnlyFans, and stuff like that. No, I don't think this stuff should be banned. I think this should be allowed for most people. Now, some people may put me on as a conservative or whatever. I don't try to label myself as anything. However, there are certain places in place that things that should be warned to parents or let people know on what these things are, and then put the restrictions and certain stuff in place. And then let them have it. These things shouldn't be banned. The only problem is that Twitch doesn't put these rules into place. They don't have any restrictions. So you need to at least have some type of policy, type of system that says age verification required, not allow 13-year-olds to just sign up to your website and put them at least 18 years plus, so that way you can try to prevent kids from doing this. Yes, I understand that parents are responsible for having their kids go on there. I agree. But you can at least try, at the very least, to prevent kids from going on there without either the parents' knowledge or stuff like that, because this does happen, alright? Do your best to prevent it, and then we won't have a problem. This is an issue. And then the anime girls and all that stuff, as I already said, don't ban this stuff, because it's all fictional. The games are fictional. And all this stuff. This is a complete different reality here, alright? Straight up. So I don't want to, it has nothing to do with girls being in the gaming space. I don't know where the fuck he's even getting this. I don't have problems with women being in the gaming space. I don't know where you're taking this from, Asmongold. I don't know what is this possibility. The only thing that we would probably say with the girls in the gaming space is that since they did come into the gaming space, they did sexualize the gaming space. When they came onto Twitch, they did go and sexualize on Twitch. This is just reality. I hate to break it to you, bud, but that's just the reality. That's what they did. Now, there's nothing wrong with women being in the gaming space. Now, what I have issues with is that when women want to go and say, like, oh, we've been misrepresented, oh, we don't have rights, or whatever in the gaming industry, that's just bullshit. Because I know that you ladies have specifically in the Rainbow Six Siege, which is the biggest one that I could point out, is that when you were allowed to enter the CCS, you created the CCSW, and the CCS already allowed women to go there. I was specifically in this space. We were under the name Temporal Gaming at the time, and this allowed people, even women, to compete. They made it their own league to diversify and and separate themselves. We did not do this. Men did not do this. Women did this. So I don't know where you're going with this. There's a lot of stupidity coming from you, Asmon, and I can't really stand on what this is. I normally like your stuff, and I know you probably don't care. Say, oh, goodbye. I say, whatever. I'm still gonna watch your shit. I can disagree with stuff with you and still watch your stuff. I hope that's not a problem, because that shouldn't be the issue. But I'm criticizing you here because of the fact that you are getting things wrong and are trying to put reality to fictional. There is a difference between fictional and reality. The problem is the hot tub streams, stripteases, boob streams, ass streams, when it's actually women do it, is facing reality. The furry porn and all this other stuff that you're talking about, or anime girls of questionable age, that's all fictional. And as I said, anime girls of the kids being nude, that again, that is a fictional, but we can fight all day for that one, all right? Because that's the issue. I don't like that one either, but I love anime, and I know the difference between reality and fiction. And if we're gonna start doing stuff, I don't really agree with banning anime because I think that's stupid, or banning games because I think that's stupid. But there is an area to where we can meet, where all these things can be available, but has certain restrictions or limitations on them, and letting parents know. I don't see how that's that difficult. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.